Hey there, creative friends. Today I'm going to do an unboxing of a brand new creative tool. And this is basically a plotter that will draw for you. And one of the cool things about it is it will have, in the software, it will have some AI capabilities to create paint by number sketches, so you can leave those in or out. And I believe, of course, it will have a lot of images that we can test already built in, but then we're supposed to be able to take our own photos and create these sketches from them. So this will be a lot of fun to test out. This is the very first item I've ever had from LokLik, and I'm excited to give this a try. And this particular item was a Kickstarter project. There's been so many cool things on Kickstarter this year, and I have subscribed to a few of them. But this one was delivered on time, and it just looks very exciting. And so we will take a look at our materials here. I already took a quick look at the setup guide. It looks like it's going to be super easy, so I won't do a whole lot of information on that unless I just run into some weirdness. But this looks good. So it looks like there's basically two pieces that will need to be screwed together. I think they give us all the tools to do that. Yeah, look, there's a screwdriver and a little plastic cover for where the screw holes are going to be. Looks like we've got the base with the arms of the plotter. They give us some paintbrushes and some pens. I know some of these pens are going to be heat reactive, which means after you've sketched your image and then painted your image, then you could come in with some sort of heat tool, like a hair dryer or a heat gun, and then those lines will disappear from the sketch, so that way all you see is your painting. So this looks very exciting. So pretty straightforward here. And then this particular basic kit does come with colors as well. So acrylic colors, it looks like there's 48 of them. So very, very exciting, because not only will it sketch an image for you, but it will give you suggestions of which color to use where. So definitely a paint by number kit that this will create for us. So basically a plotter. Now again, it's very similar to like how a Cricut will work, because Cricuts will definitely draw for us, but you're limited to just paper. So I think the beauty of this is you can actually do it on a canvas, a painting canvas. So things that are about, an inch thick, then we can draw on paper or on the canvas. So I'm going to be excited to explore, like wood as well, pieces of wood, if it will draw on that, and if we can use other types of pens and markers. All right, so here we go. Okay, so in the setup material we have information about the company, and then we have a checklist of what should be in your box, and very thorough. So even the user guide that we're looking at here, some masking tape so that we can tape down our paper and canvases, and then a pin grip. And so that's probably the tricky item there. It will already be attached to your pen, it looks like. And again, these are the heat erasable pens. So you get two of those and one regular gel pen. And that looks like that matches up with what we're supposed to get. And then the paintbrushes, we already saw those real quick. And then the box of the paints. And let's see, so all that looks good. And then they give us two canvases rolled up. I will try those later. Let's see, and then of course the appropriate cords, and then of course the screwdriver and the pieces to put it together. So they are referring to it as the x-axis and the y-axis, and it goes together very easily. Their setup guide is really straightforward. There's a ribbon cable from one connection to the other, and you just make sure that that is plugged in And so these two pieces, one sits right on top of the other once you get that ribbon cable connected. And then you screw them together, and then they give you this great little rubber gasket to cover up the screw hole. So very nice. Let's pop that in there. All right, and then I'm going to power this up, and in the guide they have some QR codes, so I'll be checking out this middle one to get the app installed on my phone. And then this is kind of neat. I've never seen a company do this. A Discord site is already set up, run by the company themselves, so that's pretty cool. We'll check that out later. So instead of having to rely on Facebook or something like that, you can go to kind of an independent Discord site. And let's see, and that's just for more details, maintenance instructions. So they do have a Facebook group that I've been a part of since the Kickstarter launched, which has also been very helpful. So check that out. I'm sure there will be official Facebook pages too, for all the company products that they currently have. So everything looks good so far. So we'll get this turned on and probably have a firmware update, and then we'll give it a try. And it looks like there is a piece of tape here on the rail, so I'm sure that needs to be removed. So today I'm just going to be doing some very simple tests. I was able to install the app on my phone without any problem, and it connected via Bluetooth. And then these are just some default images that I found. It's doing kind of a double border on these, so in a minute I download just a simple shape, and it does the outline of the shape just fine. So I will need to learn, information about the different images and what works well for this particular device. Their app connects to many different devices, and so some of these images are shared between the different devices, whether it's their cutting machine or laser engraver, or now this iPaint plotter. So very, very cool and lots to learn. And yeah, so the star and the treble clef there, those were just images that came with the software. And then I'm very happy to report it will work with some of our own pens and markers. This is a Tombow dual-ended water-based marker, and it's currently using that bullet tip side. So I'm so glad to see that this worked. It did not need that silicone grip at all. And so this is a little bit thicker marker than normal, and it worked just fine. So very, very cool to see that. So we'll be able to test out all kinds of things. All right, and then let's see, I'm going to draw a few last squares here to finish up this test today. And then again, the squares were just simple shapes that I used inside their design software. And so those simple shapes work really well. It just does the outline of them. And that'll be it for today. I'm starting a playlist, and there'll be more information below. So thanks for watching, and I'll have lots more tests coming up soon. Thanks.